It is time that men collectively start listening to women. Because if you actually would shut down your ego for just 5 minutes and listen openly to what women ask for and what women want, maybe y'all could stop believing the lies that you tell yourself of what women want, and maybe we wouldn't have such a high divorce rate.
I mean, I don't know about that one, considering women married to women actually have the highest divorce rate. So are you suggesting that women are also incapable of listening because of their own egos? Absolutely crazy here, guys. Modern women are just losing their minds on TikTok because men apparently aren't listening to them anymore. And I wonder why that might be the case. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, unfortunately. And on today's episode, I have a horrible video clip for you here today. It is of this woman who's going to be essentially losing her marbles at us, wondering why men don't listen to women. So let's jump in. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen.
It is time that men collectively start listening to women. Because if you actually would shut down your ego for just 5 minutes and listen openly to what women ask for and what women want, maybe y'all could stop believing the lies that you tell yourself of what women want, and maybe we wouldn't have such a high divorce rate.
Okay, so right off the bat, no man wants to listen to you, because even on a TikTok video where you are quite literally sitting by yourself, you have to be yelling. Like, this is not setting a good stage for trying to get men to listen to you. Okay, if we cannot be calm on a TikTok video with just you yourself in your car, men are not going to want to listen to you, okay? Especially in the context of either you giving advice or the men being in a relationship with you. There are so many things, guys, I would rather suffer through than listen to this woman or like actively be in a relationship with her. It's one thing to listen on a TikTok video, guys, but this is a creature that you do not want to involve yourself with. Let's keep going.
Modern day men will never allow a woman to be right. I saw this clip of a podcast of a man talking about how he's high value, and the woman proceeds to tell him that it's not about your height, it's not about the money that you make, but it's about the character that makes a man high value. And instead of him being open to what she was talking about from a woman's perspective, he said that she was speaking womanese.
Okay, so here's the thing about this, right? Number one, yeah, I guess calling yourself high value is cringe. But here's the thing. Women say that height doesn't matter. Women say that money doesn't matter. Women try to make this argument, guys, that it's all about your personality, okay? And you just have to be confident, man, and you'll go out there and you'll find the one, because women, at the end of the day, they're just looking for love. They don't care how attractive you are, how tall you are, how successful you are. None of these things matter, guys, because women are just out here looking for their soulmates and love. But the problem is, in reality, this could not be further from the truth. This is why men, probably on this podcast, again, I haven't seen the clip, but this is probably why the dude told this woman that she was speaking in womanese. The reason why is because it's simply not true, right? Women don't consider dudes to be valuable because they have good morals, unfortunately, these days. Now, this might have been a little bit different quite a few moons ago, but modern day women, guys, certainly don't value a man more because he has good morals. This is complete nonsense, right? And the reason you can verify that this is nonsense is you just watch what women do, man. That's all you have to do. You can believe women, you can go out there, and the beautiful thing is you can test it yourself and then realize how stupid it is. Fantastic. Let's keep going here. Holy hell.
About from a woman's perspective, he said that she was speaking womanese. And this is a perfect depiction of how men as a whole in society view women. Very seldom do our opinions actually matter.
Okay, so first of all, women's opinions do matter very much, especially to men who don't know any better, right? Let me just paint a picture for you. A guy, he's growing up in current day society, he consumes current day media, he goes through the public schooling system. He will absolutely take modern women's opinions very seriously, right? And this is why we have such a huge problem, is because women are out here lying to men in such huge numbers. Because here's what happens. The men listen to women for years. And you know what happens to the men? They get screwed over. They get cheated on. They get overlooked. They get ignored. So at some point, here's what happens. Men just stop listening to you. Now, you can say this is men's fault. Men should listen to us. But the problem is what modern women are saying is not accurate whatsoever. You go out here, guys, and you take a modern woman's dating advice, and all I can say is good luck to you, my friend. Good luck to you, because they absolutely have no idea what they're talking about. Point in case, by the way, lesbian relationships have the highest divorce rate out of any permeation of gender that there is. Okay, so again, if you have a male and a female relationship, the divorce rate is high. If you have a man and man marriage, the divorce rate is lower than that. But if you have a woman and woman marriage, the divorce rate is higher than both of those. It is absolutely astronomical. And so when you start lying and you start saying a whole bunch of nonsense about how men need to be, and they realize that you're just lying through your teeth, of course they're going to stop listening to you, especially if you have a personality such as this woman's. That's not doing any favors either.
In society view women. Very seldom do our opinions actually matter. Very seldom do our views on things actually matter. A man will literally ask you what you think about something just to tell you that you are wrong. I had a conversation with my dad's friend a few weeks ago, and he was talking about modern day women and modern day men. I refuted some of his ideas. I said that's rooted in misogyny.
Mahogany, guys, rooted in mahogany. Yeah, I mean, these women are so quick to throw around this word, right? Like, for example, if I say that, hey, I don't like to listen to modern women's dating advice because usually it's not that fantastic, I'm a mahoganyist, guys, right? The problem is when you throw around these words so much that they lose all their meaning. And I was a little bit distracted here, by the way. I'm just now realizing, guys, I don't know if many of you guys have caught this. You probably stopped looking at this woman. I don't blame you. But she's got a neck tattoo as well. You know, and it's like, you have to wonder what these people's decision-making ability truly is, right? You start getting neck tattoos, face tattoos. I mean, people are just not going to take you as seriously. Why aren't men listening to me? No idea, madam, no idea. But of course, right, when a man says something, particularly if he has an opinion to do with modern day women and modern day men, this is the first thing that these women will do, is they will just try and label you something. That's really what it comes down to. They're not disagreeing with your ideas oftentimes because they can't, and they'll just start throwing out these words. These women are so quick to throw out the word mahogany. It is absolutely insane.
Modern day women and modern day men. I refuted some of his ideas. I said that's rooted in misogyny. It's rooted in hatred for women. And this is what women actually want in relationships. And he told me that I was wrong.
Yeah, so this guy who has many years of life experience over you, he has probably dated more women than you have, right? I'm assuming this is a heterosexual woman. It's like, the reason why these dudes don't listen to you is because they have had enough experience with you to notice that it's complete nonsense. So this dude was probably making some comments about how, unfortunately, a lot of modern women, they go after the dudes who treat them trash, right? They don't go after nice men. They don't go after the guys who do all of the things right. And that's pretty damn accurate, man. A lot of women are self-proclaimed. Even if you go out there and ask women the types of relationships that they previously had or what their dating life is like, they will tell you that they actively date awful men. But then they'll try and convince you like, oh, but you have to be a nice man and get her flowers. And if you disagree, then that means that you don't like women, even though their track record is the complete opposite, by the way. So this dude was probably making some sort of line of thinking about how modern women actually don't respond well to positive treatment. And that's pretty accurate in my estimation as well. Again, just asking modern women how their dating lives are going and the type of men that they chase. And oftentimes they will actively tell you the type of men that they chase.
Ideas. I said that's rooted in misogyny. It's rooted in hatred for women. And this is what women actually want in relationships. And He told me that I was wrong. Like, men will say that women don't even know what they want. When we do, we say it all the time. It's almost as if we need to bend to the views that men have of us in order to appease them. There is this mass fear of women actually standing up for themselves still. This modern day talk of modern day women is still rooted in the same things that women fought for decades ago.
Yeah, see, this is why men don't listen to you. How far into this video am I? This woman has been talking for like 2 minutes, and I feel like I have aged months, to be honest with you. I wonder what her dad's friend thought when he spoke to you. He probably thought, man, my buddy over here, his daughter didn't turn out too great, did she? Because she's over here like, this is the type of woman who's going to be yapping to you about the patriarchy, by the way. So here we have a staunch womanist, a butterfly neck tattoo, and apparently, guys, this is breaking news to me. There is this mass fear of women actually standing up for themselves. First of all, fear is just a completely inaccurate word to use here. Second of all, you're not standing up for yourself. You're just getting offended and not actually, you're not actually accurate is the thing. Because again, here's what happens. Men go out here and they listen to women like you. Right, this is usually what men do first, is they think, okay, well, if I want advice on women, for example, I'll do the logical thing and I'll go out here and I'll listen to a woman. And then what happens when men do this, particularly over years, is they get constantly screwed over. It is loss after loss, okay? And then they start to realize the truth. Maybe they come across channels like mine or other channels that actually explain and dive into the things that women are actually responding to, what types of men that they're actually dating. And they realize, what in the hell is the point of listening to modern women when they do the complete opposite of what they say? You know, because again, you listen to a woman talk about what women want, and what will she tell you? This is typically what she'll tell you. She's out here looking for love. She wants a nice man with a good personality. He has to be funny, and he has to be just confident. You know, confident, funny, good, caring personality. Now, what are the men that women usually chase? I would argue the men that women usually chase don't even have any of these attributes, really. Maybe he's confident, sure. But they're not with him because of his witty humor. They're not with him because he's so nice. If anything, a lot of these guys, when you're being nice to modern women, it's so unfortunate, man, but a lot of them just interpret it as you being weak, right? You try and show up with some chivalry immediately. Have you tried, guys, getting a modern woman a bouquet of flowers on the first date? Like, holy hell, man. A lot of them will think you're just weird. They'll think you're a psycho, or even if they're appreciative of it, you'll just be like dude number 5, you know? So no thank you. No thank you.
Rooted in the same things that women fought for decades ago. And men will go on to talk about how the divorce rate is high and women are divorcing men. Yes, because the same things that our grandmothers and great-grandmothers experienced are still going on. There is still a lack of respect for women in society, that we are not allowed to have our own opinions.
No, here's the misconception that these women have. There's not a lack of respect for women in society. There's a lack of respect for women like you in society. That's really what there is. There are older women, guys. There are like grandmothers and things like this, women in their 50s who have been married for like 20 years. Some of them watch this channel. I joke about how there's a few women who watch this channel from time to time. There's like 3 of them. But truth be told, guys, a lot of the older women, they look at women like this and they're like, what in the hell happened to women? You know what I'm saying? This is why dudes go to different countries. This is why dudes go to the Philippines, they go to Southeast Asia, they just straight up leave Western countries, is because it's not a lack of respect for women. I think a lot of guys have a deep, profound respect for women who are actually worth respecting. The problem is so many women think that they're deserving of respect simply because they're women or simply because they exist. I think a lot of guys innately understand, and people who have common sense innately understand, that respect is something that is earned. You know, guys, like, you can be a dude, you can go out there, you can provide, you can take care of these women, you can do everything that they tell you to do. and you say, hey, would you mind making me a sandwich? And they will fly off the handle at you. They'll call you, you know, mahogany and all of these sorts of things. And it's like, of course, dudes don't respect you, man. Dudes are expected to do their roles, right? Still. Women? Hell no. In fact, you ask a modern woman to do something that is traditionally considered feminine or something nice for her man, and a lot of them just can't do it, man. They simply can't do it. It's not a lack of respect for women. It's a lack of respect for women like you, is what it really boils down to.
Because the same things that our grandmothers and great-grandmothers experienced are still going on. There is still a lack of respect for women in society, that we are not allowed to have our own opinions. We are not allowed to share what we think and what we feel about things, because men will tell us that we are wrong.
I mean, you can share how you feel. You can share your thoughts. You can share your opinions. That's totally fine. But, you know, if you say stupid ones, people are going to tell you that they're stupid. This is the same for men, by the way, guys. Like, if I go out here, and let's just say I go to the gym with my friends, okay, and I start saying some stupid things, my friends are going to say, like, hey, Taylor, that's pretty damn stupid. This is what happens when you say stupid things. People will call you out on it. And like modern women, they are so shocked by this phenomenon, guys. Like, oh my goodness, a man told me I'm wrong. Yeah, people tell me I'm wrong all the time. I tell people that they're wrong too. This is what happens when you put your opinion out there. Like, what do you think's going to happen? You're just going to put your opinion out there and everybody's going to agree with you? No, of course not, man. I said this on the channel many times, okay? A lot of people disagree with my content. That's totally fine. I get a lot of womanists who lose their mind and things like this. That's totally cool. But this is the internet, man. I could be posting videos of dogs and some dude would have a problem with it. You know, there'd be some guy in the comments, why aren't you posting videos of cats, Taylor? You know, are you saying that cats aren't great? And I mean, I don't have a high opinion of cats. We know this. But you see my point. Somebody's going to tell you you're wrong, especially if your opinion is actually just straight up wrong. But these girls, they've never been told no in their life. They've never been told they're wrong. And so they just fly off the handle at people.
Share what we think and what we feel about things, because men will tell us that we are wrong.
Okay, so that clip was absolutely awful, but let's continue into today's next video clip, which is hopefully a lot more peaceful. Now, this is an older woman who I believe is going to be giving some dating advice to younger women. So let's see, in fact, if this woman can get it right. As always, guys, again, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's take a listen.
Ladies, I figured we need to talk about this because I got an email this morning from this woman, and it totally reminded me of something that comes up for you ladies a lot, especially if you find yourself single on repeat. Okay, so hang on. She wrote to me and she said, Gina, am I being unreasonable? And here was the scenario. The good news for her was that these guys that she was meeting, I think on the dating apps, were willing to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to her because she lived somewhere outside of the city. That's the good news. The problem is these guys would say, hey, pick a place. And then she said to me, and Gina, that's when I just get the ick and I'm disgusted. So she said, Gina, am I being unreasonable? And I said, absolutely, yes.
So let me get this straight. These dudes are willing to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to come and see this woman that they have never met in their entire lives. Okay, and this woman gets the ick because these men are saying, hey, where is it that you would like to go? These dudes are probably not from this area. They probably have no idea of the specific things that she would like. And so they're putting the feelers out and asking, hey, where is it that you want to go? But of course, being a modern woman, guys, because the man didn't immediately read her mind and find a place for her to go or find a place for them to go, then she gets the ick. This is so stupid, man. It's like the dudes, when they're out there dating, they just have to deal with so much nonsense. This is why dudes stop dating, by the way, is because no matter what you do, you're in the wrong. So like you plan the date, but it's somewhere she doesn't want to go, then she gets the ick. You allow her the freedom to choose possibly a couple of options or say what she might be interested in, and then she gets the ick because you haven't planned it. It's so damn stupid, guys. So stupid. And these are the women that expect dudes to put in all the effort. So not only do they have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to come and see you, but then they also have to jump through your psychological little hoops, or else you get the ick. And this is what I'm saying, man, about trying to manage modern women's feelings, is it's just a complete waste of time. This is why dudes have given up trying to make modern women happy, because what they find, that makes them happy just fluctuates all of the damn time. And by the way, I guarantee you, if this dude that she's talking about in this specific scenario was attractive enough, she wouldn't care if he asked where it is that she wanted to go. She would still find her way there, and she wouldn't get the ick. You know what I'm saying?
You're being unreasonable, because here's the thing. In the early stages of dating, especially a first date, if a man is driving all that way to see you, he doesn't even know if he's going to really like you or not. He's willing to drive. He may not be familiar with the area. If he's asking for you to pick a place, that, in my opinion as a matchmaker, is a kind and generous gesture.
Whoa. Are you meaning to tell me that the woman is not responding to the kind and caring gesture that this man is attempting to put forward? That's so strange, guys, because I swear this is what modern women say that they want. You see, this is exactly what I was talking about in the first clip, man, is like, why don't you listen to women? You need to listen to women. And so dudes go out there, they listen to women. You've got to be kind, caring, and so on. And then dudes go out there and be kind and caring, and then modern women just get the ick, apparently. I don't know, man. If you're a woman and you're a matchmaker like this woman is, women have to be absolutely insufferable to matchmake with, because they're never going to be happy with what you give them, by the way. Unless the dude is highly physically attractive and then also has a bunch of money which he's willing to spend on her at all times, I don't see how you can make so many of these modern women happy. It's just not going to happen. Because they always think, here's the problem. Women will go out here and they will hook up with some attractive guy, and then they'll always think that they're deserving of that exact quality of dude. Well, I got him for like a weekend and he seemed to be interested in me, and, we had a situationship going on. And so women get this overinflated idea of the men that they can actually get relationships out of, and they think that they're always entitled to that kind of a relationship going forward, even though they never got it, by the way. If you're a matchmaker for women, I have to imagine that this has to be one of the most headache-inducing jobs, man. I would not do this.
In my opinion as a matchmaker, is a kind and generous gesture. This means you get to pick any restaurant you want. Now, ladies, don't pick the craziest, most expensive restaurant. I just don't think that's cool. But definitely pick a place that you love. Pick your favorite place. So you need to reframe your thinking. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I feel like I'm in my masculine, he can't figure it out. No, reframe your thinking. This guy is giving you a gift. He's kind enough to say, pick a place. I'll take you wherever you want to go. So just pick a restaurant. And then here's the thing, make that your go-to restaurant. So every guy that comes into town to see you, and lucky you, he's willing to drive all that way, you say, hey, I have my go-to favorite spot.
I can't wait, guys. This is so mind-boggling to me, man. It's because women will date many different dudes in a row, and then my thought process is like, why in the hell should I be taking you out to dinner? You mean to tell me that you have a usual place that you will be taking men where they come and buy you dinner? So let me get this straight. I have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to come and see you, to take you out to a restaurant that you like, that many men have gone with you to previously. No, like, absolutely not. I'm not going to be like the 25th dude that buys you dinner. It's not happening. Modern women, guys, they treat dating, they treat marriage and things like this like it's a marathon, right? They have to prospect like 1,000 different dudes, and that's how they're going to find the love of their life. But what they fail to realize is that they're actually just ruining their chances the more that they do this. Number one, because they won't be able to pair bond. Number two, the men who respect themselves don't want to date women who do this. And number three, on the point of men who respect themselves not wanting to do this, these guys will actively know this behavior ahead of time, right? So it's not like, oh, she's going to be able to hide it from him. These dudes know, and they can see this behavior, and more men are actually learning this. So, you know, not very appealing to have a go-to spot that you usually take men to that buy you food and dinner. Stupid, man. So stupid.
If they say pick a place, and it's no big deal. There is something to be said about being a team player. High-value men, fantastic, amazing, successful, high-value men, sure, they can pick great places all day long. Or maybe he's a guy who doesn't. Maybe that's his one thing. Maybe he's got everything else, but he can't pick good places. Big deal. Is it really?
I mean, it's a big deal for modern women, right? You have one thing that's wrong with you, quote unquote, wrong with you as a man these days. Modern women will absolutely disqualify you. Modern women will oftentimes throw away a perfectly good man because he has one trait that she doesn't like. You know, and that's why they're perpetually single. They're like, well, why would I be this guy? He's deficient in X area, in her opinion, by the way. Why don't I just go out there and just replace him? And so modern women are perpetually just replacing dudes. And of course, the more they do this, the less men actually want them.
Sure, they can pick great places all day long. Or maybe he's a guy who doesn't. Maybe that's his one thing. Maybe he's got everything else, but he can't pick good places. Big deal. Is it really the end of the world? Pick your favorite place, and then you know you're going somewhere you're gonna like. Okay? Hope it helps.
Yeah, and so here's the thing about these, let me just go back here for a second. Here's the thing about these dating videos, right? And these like giving dating advice to women. The problem is, even if you give good dating advice to women, right? You tell them what the sensible things to do are. You tell them, yes, you're wrong because of this, or no, you're right because of this. They won't listen to the sensible opinions, right? They will think that, hey, I'm not being unreasonable. This man should have planned everything. He should have done this. He should have done that. And that's really what it boils down to. And then they get to like 30 years of age. They're struggling because they need to have kids soon. They're struggling because they need to get married soon. And whose fault is it at the end? Well, obviously, guys, it's men's fault because men didn't listen. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. I have gotten a sufficiently large enough headache. So as always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.